Southwell check in. Southwell check in. Southwell check in. I want to make sure this mic is right. Alright, good evening on this Thursday. Let's get into it. So, as an update to the Nipsey Hussle trial, not too much went on today. At 10 a.m. at the Civic Center, jury selection is scheduled to continue in the trial of Eric Ronald Holder Jr., who was indicted for allegedly gunning down rapper Nipsey Hussle and injuring two other men in front of the musician's clothing store in South Los Angeles. Department 104, Criminal Courts Building, 210, Temple Street. Contact 213-628-7404. And today's date is, this is the budget. Can't print the budget. It's the 8th. June the 8th. So we got that out the way. So this is one that every day put everybody up on what's going on. And I do want to basically kind of recant some of the comments that I've been hearing on Instagram and or seeing on Instagram and YouTube, about certain comments I make. That's fine. People kind of fact check me, and I appreciate it. But we're gonna get back into the video because it's not about me. It's not about us. It's about Nip. We're gonna get back to the video where I was yesterday, where I left off. Was the Nation of Islam, very instrumental in showing up because it's their job to basically save black people. They don't, have to do it, but they are required, and this is the basically the secret oath they took to African Americans, in this country since the time of slavery to obviously, save their people and our people, so when I say their people, so when you think of Islam is a way of life. It's chosen by those who, few can walk the path, and if you ever get to the higher parts of Islam, you would know there's no color in Islam. Once you get into the Sunni part, but the nation particularly speaks on the black man and the black woman, and raises us to the highest pedestal. And a lot of people find that racist in this country, but it's well needed because in the time when slavery was at its highest peak, it took the message of Islam to come into the hearts of people who would fight for the survival of their race, but first for God and then the race, and that goes with anybody who respects their culture. So a lot of people don't know why the Minister Farrakhan came down, and this is probably not going to get that much play on YouTube, but the reason why it came down, and I'm going to be straight up with y'all, was because everybody knew that this hit was from a higher up type of situation. And I say the hit, that's what it was. Some other things, some other elements was involved in the higher ups, as you see Trumpsters and Proud Boys be subpoenaed, and the trial that's coming up, against Donald Trump. Well, the minister showed up to let everybody know in the world that Trump had everything to do with this particular situation there on Crenshaw and Slauson dealing with Nip. So him showing up just stamped the more, holding courts in the streets approval to what was going on in that area. And he's been always getting, calls about it, because most of the times if you ever make a complaint with the Nation, it goes to Chicago. If it's a, serious complaint, not every complaint makes it. But I had the privilege of knowing a lot of the lieutenants and captains. And I do want to say, going in there for God, for Captain Shaheed, who just made his ascent into Jannah. And may he get many, many, many angels in paradise, and prepare a place for, even though he can't do it, but the Muslims have already been prepared a place. But and so does all the other religion. When you get into religion, they all the same. They speak of the same God, just in a different manner. And I'm Muslim, and I've always said that to people. Islam is in in your soul. It's something that you already are born to be, as a Muslim. So that's what's up. Take that shahada if you're thinking about doing it. If you're thinking about making a change out there in these streets, you definitely got the brothers to go to. Myself, any brothers that's in the nation, the Sunni, Hanafi, Shiite, make that change. And try to better your community because Islam is peace. So the brother from the nation showed up, and the minister Tony Muhammad was the first one, and he showed up on the day of, the tragic events that occurred there on Crenshaw Slauson, and along with Big U and the family, Sam was there. Obviously, the mother of Nipsey Hussle was there. So if you look on the right hand side, you can sort of see them, in the parking lot across the way in some of the film I shot. But just to say that, people showed up at the gas station trying to get answers, and at the time did not know who shot Nipsey Hussle in the streets, and everybody was on tactical alert, including law enforcement. They were waiting to arrest anybody who would have went out and started shooting and retaliating immediately, and throw pretty much, rocks at everybody so they can keep this so-called, beef going. If it was, I guess, a retaliation type of strike going on from, people lashing out. So yeah, this is definitely a time when, the nation stepped in and answered the final call. And I had the privilege of making that final call to the brothers the day that it happened, because I happened to have Brother James Muhammad's number in my phone. Thank God that I keep that. Thank the brothers for showing up. And this is what happened pretty much the next few hours later as things progressed there on Crenshaw Slauson, because we had to come to order. We had to get ready for, the victory lap and all the other events that were going to be occurring, as well as, finding out who actually shot our dear brother, Nipsey Hussle. And once it came out, we were all surprised. And obviously, the person in jail, allegedly, who shot him, is on trial for that as we speak. So we do want to always implicate the others being involved other than just African Americans. If the song F Donald Trump actually had our dear brother assassinated, well, we fact checking everything, and we got the video here on AMillionHits. So it's your boy Mason 933. You watching AMillionHits 2022, and you guys sit back, and we gonna hold courts in the streets as the trial continues. And they're still picking jurors as we speak, and this will be going on probably up until the time of next Monday. And hopefully they'll be starting pretty soon. Peace.
Thank you for your son Jesus. Amen. Thank you for Muhammad. But as a black man in America, I couldn't stand here today without thanking a man that saved my life. That man is the one that made a call for 1 million men and 2 million showed up. That man is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who's in pain right now, and told me, brother, whatever it takes in Los Angeles. He said, brother, tell them in LA that whatever the streets of LA do, that's what Chicago will do. That's what New York is going to do. That's what Philadelphia is going to do. He said, brother, tell the homies in the street of Los Angeles that they are the dry bones in the valley. So don't tell me that these bones can't come together. Don't tell me we can't have no unity. Let's use this death of our beautiful prince, our king, Nipsey Hussle. Let's let the winds from his death bring us together, and you will see from these bones an exceedingly great army is going to stand up in LA today. Everybody that want to stand up for Nipsey, let me see the peace sign up in there. Now that's for Nip. And let us in Los Angeles every month, Nipsey Hussle said, if anything happened to me, ride for me. So we're going to have a peace ride so big in LA, we're going to shut down the streets of LA today. We're going to shut it down next month. We're going to shut it down in June. And we're going to ask God to remove all impediment that hinders us from becoming one great people. Huh? Let's do it in Nipsey's name. Let's do what Nipsey did. Nipsey brought this corner and community. He bought these business for the homies. Huh? Nipsey started repairing the damage that he had done. So let's continue that legacy in Nipsey's name.
Sport man, Baker from AMillionHits. I'm here with your one and only.
Missing in action.
That's what's happening. So you here, you taking pictures, seeing everything. I mean, what the sisters feeling like right now?
The sisters are hurt, and mainly the sisters are hurt is because I don't think that the dudes realize, you know, we get crazy sometimes. We're overprotective sometimes because we already know. It's not that we know what's going to happen, but it affects us more than you think it does. It's like we carry the pain. We have the kids. We feel it.
So his text, I mean, you want to comment a little bit on his text and, you know, what he texts to everybody? What you think about that?
The Twitter.
Yeah, the Twitter.
Strong enemies, that tweet. I mean, just in going back to most people that get shot in their last tweets, it's almost like it's a premonition that they have. It's like they know something is going to happen. So every time we hear of a death or a murder, we're seeing these tweets that almost are identical to what the real situation is. So I don't want to say it's use your word biblical, but it's like an insight that they have.
So, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight as Missing in Action. Mia closed out with the words biblical. I do want to say these times that we in are very biblical, and it's always been God, you know, reaching out to the masses. It's just we fell on deaf ears in a lot of ways, you know, and people don't like the preaching, they don't like the teaching of a lot of positive groups. But however, for every negative there's a positive, and that positive will always overweigh your negative. We just need enough particles to show up at these scenes and get out in these streets and make a difference. All you have to do is show up, and that's what we did. We showed up and we made sure all the positive particles came together so that Nipsey's legacy not only lives on, but the negative of whatever, you know, people thought of him is now forgotten. Just like his sins. Anything that you do and you put forth out there in the universe will come back. Well, what happened to him was very tragic. But what happened to all of us was positive change. And that's what he gave us. And for those who don't believe that God will rise out of this, then you are surely mistaken. So it's your boy Mason Knight 333. You watching AMillionHits 2022 as we count down the Nipsey Hussle's trial holds courts in the streets, because obviously we got the tapes, we got the video, and you have to use your platforms, dear people, for people who are wanting the knowledge and wanting a solution to survive these situations and the times we in, because never have we been under so much pressure as African Americans in this country. And we are praying for those who are across seas who are fighting for democracy at this very time. But at the same time, we are fighting for our own survival. So you have to know that. We never asked to be here in this country. We were forced. And until we leave this country, well, you know, may God bless us all, you know, and may we get through whatever this test is going to be and whatever curse that came upon us. But it has been good in America for a lot of us. But for others, in majority, it's been horrible. It's been a nightmare. And it's going to continuously be that way unless we, as a people, are set free. Just like Moses came to get his people, the Messiah has to come and get us. You know, and at the end of the days and the end results, the Mahdi, all the prophecies that come about will come from pressure, and pressure makes change. It's your boy Mason 933. You watching A Million Hits 2022. As I always leave with peace, I'll leave with Armageddon as well.